So we are live now. Welcome all attendees. Please introduce yourself in the chat box. Hi, Mr. Amandeep Kaur. Please introduce yourself in the chat box. You can put your name and which city you belong. It is good to see so many attendees are joining in. Hi, Mr. Amit Mittal. Hi, Mr. Ankit Agarwal. Hi, Mr. Amijit Kundu. We have Ms. Wong from CMT Group. Hi, Mr. Dhaval Kumar. It is good to see so many attendees have joining in. Hi, Mr. Sachin Parashar from Delhi. We will be starting up the webinar in another few minutes. Hi, Mr. Amandeep Kaur from Kashipur. Hi, everyone. So I think we can start the webinar now. Welcome, everyone. It is great to see you in today's webinar. My name is Arpita Das, and I'm excited to be your host. This is a great time to gain extra knowledge that will prove to be beneficial to your profession in the long run. Considering the same, we have specially curated an insightful webinar by Movent, a Bobst Group company, to discuss in detail about delivering the future of digital printing. Further, I would like to introduce our speaker for the day, Mr. Vinod Krishnamurthy Iyer, representing Movent, a Bobst Group company in India. He is an industry expert and has over 25 years of experience in the digital textile printing field. Request you to please keep a note of all your queries. You may pen them down in the Q&A box provided on the screen. After the session ends, we will take them all covered. Just to not miss them, please provide your questions in the Q&A box and not in the chat box for your queries. This webinar is powered by Gartex Text Process and is organized by MEX Exhibitions Private Limited and Messe Frankfurt Trade Fairs India Private Limited. Now I would like to hand over the mic to Mr. Iyer to take the webinar ahead. Thank you. Over to Mr. Iyer.
Thank you, Arpita. My screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So firstly, I wanted to thank everyone who has taken out time to be here for the webinar, to hear me out and see what I'm going to present and what I'm really going to share today. It's a testing time for all of us globally. I'm sure this year has taken a good toll on everyone in every aspect. So one of the areas where I believe it's very important that we see how digital textile printing has evolved over the last 2 decades. What's true digital textile printing and why Movent? So as Movent, I am very happy to be here and to present you the future of digital textile printing. So this is one of our machines, TX801, which is an 8-head machine. And you can see the size of the machine is very compact. There is a reason why I'm showing the machine before I go through the journey of explaining what exactly we see as future. So the TX801, if you see, you have an unwinder, rewinder, a very compact dryer, and it's got a very low height, unusual like a digital textile printer. We have this, the TX802, which is a 16-head machine. And obviously the dryer has become a little bigger and the machine is slightly longer in length. You can see that with an unwinder and rewinder. Now, when I present you both these machines, and before I go on discussing the possibilities that we see, is I would like Arpita you to run a poll, because I'd like to see the view of all the viewers. So in 30 to 40 seconds, we can know what all our viewers think, and then we can debate over it later. And what's the result, Arpita? So 33% believe no problem, 23% means speed becomes slow, 28% printed life reduces, 15% avoid such designs. Okay, cool. I thank all of you for answering this poll. Now, what is in context with today's manufacturer? Now, if I go back 2 decades before, when digital printing started, everybody spoke about we don't need screens, we can make photographic prints, we can do 16 million colors. And the true replacement at that point, everybody believed was we can do beautiful halftones, we can do digital, we can do digital. So digital narrative became that you can reproduce as many as colors and tones you want. And that was what every company wanted to present to the market, something which was different from what we could do in rotary, because we all understood that in rotary flatbed table you have to do color separations, you have to do all that is required to be able to produce a print. However, after 2 decades, while watching all the evolution, what we believe is the new narrative is a two color print that you see on the screen. All these prints that I have put here, these are digital prints today. Now, I'm sure a lot of people would agree and some would ponder whether I'm right or wrong. But the true reality is fashion is driven by designers, and all designers believe that a print is as good as what they decide the colors have to be. So there are a lot of designers even today who work with four color, two color, one color. And when fashion is driven in that sense, digital from the start, where it was a 16 million color printing, has evolved, where today it has become purely a tool. Now, as a tool, people want to reproduce whatever is required. And that's why we have put these images to say that this is what truly is required. However, while many of you who have printers know very well that to print a digital file is very easy. We have 16 million colors. You can see all the tones, and every color head is mixing, and then with process printing you're able to simulate a beautiful print. However, now what we have done at Movent is, for last 3 to 4 years, what the company has been working is, we've addressed two key factors which we believe is very critical for digital to evolve and enter into the world of rotary, or one to one be there in the space where we can truly reproduce what a rotary flatbed or table does. So here I've presented to you some of the prints. You can see the sharpness, you can see the detailing. This is something that is truly required today. Even if it's a two color print, I think it's the consistency with which a sharpness is required is what Movent is able to achieve today. The other thing that we are able to do is we are able to print solids. Now, we know a lot of people, like we saw already in the poll, there are people who avoid solid prints. There are people who are able to manage it. I'm sure some have figured out their own ways. But the true reality is printing solid is not been easy. And the other challenge that has come throughout the last 2 decades with various head companies putting a lot of money to develop has been dithering has been a big issue in textile. And a lot of designers even today do not want to accept dithering, which is a big challenge. And they say we want prints without dithering, otherwise they find it like a melange effect. So that's where the Movent cluster was born. The heart of the Movent printer is the cluster, is the technology that the company has put its complete focus on. We believe that with the cluster, what we are truly able to achieve today is sharp prints, solid printing, and we are able to give you a consistent result throughout. And we've been successfully able to print the same in Orient Fashion, which was the first customer who absorbed the technology, and they are running 3 machines. And now we have Sau Exports, they've just started, and there are more customers we are adding to. Now, I want to explain here, this is the cluster, how a cluster looks like. It's a small piece. However, there's a lot of integration and a lot of engineers who put their mind. It's truly a Swiss engineering. You see that in a design. and I would play a small video for you to see how actually the cluster was conceptualized. Thank you everyone for watching. Arpita, can you play the poll again? The next question that we had? There's a relevance to why I wanted to show you the cluster, and I could further explain you how the cluster is born and what we really are able to do with the cluster. Arpita, can I see the view again of the
Sure,
poll result,
sure.
please? Okay. So performance and stability, 51% want that. Okay, I'm glad to know that. Thank you. Thank you everyone for participating in the poll.
Should I stop
Now,
it now?
yeah, you can. So one of the reasons why I wanted to show all of you what a cluster is that knowing that the ink and head are the heart of inkjet printing. And I'm sure there must be many of you who have printers and many of you who aspire to have a setup. The key factor is how the performance will come. And that is one of the questions what Movement addressed is spending time in understanding how do we make a very good performance head like Samba deliver which it's truly capable of. And that's how they integrated all the things together so that we are able to get the optimum result out of the Samba head. And that's how the cluster is born. The cluster truly shows its performance. We have printed orders of 40, 50,000 meters also and proved that the technology is here. Now, I want to show you the other thing that which is very critical is that a lot of people struggle to get penetration in the printing. Now, there are a lot of garment manufacturers who know at the end of the day, the buyers compare the result of a rotary or a table, and then they say the digital print is good. However, the penetration is not enough, or they look at the backside and reject. So Moment has worked on it. And this is the sample where I'm showing you the front on the right side. You can see a blotch print where solid colors are printed, and you see the right is the front and on the left is the back, where you see the penetration is sufficient enough for any customer to accept and take the product. Here I have put in a slide to show you the problem of dithering on both the images. If you see on the left side is the Movement result, you see the solidity of the color. On right side are other printheads that are available in the market, and we've done a lot of comparison in analyzing, and this is a very critical factor where a lot of people, when they are trying to build digital today, in today's world, this is a crucial factor because they're always comparing with what is an output from a rotary or a flatbed. So we are able to achieve a very nice solid printing. So you can virtually print on a Movement printer any kind of file. Now it doesn't limit us because of the flexibility of the cluster. We're able to print, of course, a digital file with million colors, like you see the bird. However, whether it's a 2-color print, 4-color print, 20-color print, it doesn't matter. Today, what truly matters is digital is purely going to be a tool, and we need to adapt it as a tool to be able to deliver what truly the market wants or the designers want to build, make, and sell in the market. So that's the clear message from our side. That's what we at Movement have been working, and I would be very happy to take all the Q&A questions and answers to be able to address and give my best answers to what your queries are. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. So now we are open for the Q&A session. So I can see there are a few questions. If I check the Q&A box, I will read it out one by one and you can take it up.
I'm just stopping the sharing, Arpita. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
We have one question from Mr. Mahesh.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's asking how do we reduce the lot size of production, keeping the printing cost per unit as constant? Is there any company or body doing continuous research on it in India?
Mr. Mahesh, to answer your question, I don't know of companies. However, we as an organization within India, as part of Movement, work on this very carefully. The lot issue comes, it depends on the infrastructure one has. I think it is not just having a printer is only one aspect of it. Between your pre-coating, steaming, washing, and your printer, all four have to be synced together properly to be able to achieve a consistent result. And if the processes lack uh, a proper control and structure, you will see a lot issue. And I think that's something has to be addressed at a plant level. Yeah.
Okay, so we have another question from Mr. Mahesh. How to do digital printing on 100% hosiery cotton which absorbs ink a lot?
So we have a demo center in India in Gurgaon. You're most welcome to send your fabric. We're already doing that. So we'll be happy to print some fabrics and send to you. So seeing is believing, and I hope that gives you the satisfaction to go ahead for a hosiery cotton.
Okay. We have another question from Mr. Kumar. He's asking, digital print is possible on 100% cotton hosiery fabric?
Yes, sure. See, by nature, you have reactive dyes. So reactive works for all natural fibers. And in that case, we can implement it for cotton, rayon, modals, or for that matter, even silk and wool. We've done it in the past also, so it's not an issue. However, for hosiery, the process can be set up. It's not a problem at all. And we'll look forward to customers sending us fabrics, and we'll be happy to print and show them what's possible on a moment. Yeah.
We have another question from Mr. Rajendra. He's
Mhm.
asking, can digital printing be possible, can be used on pile carpet also?
That's a good question. See, our cluster with Samba head is truly capable of throwing almost 16 grams of ink per color. So there is a lot of potential. While as an organization, we go step at a time. Our focus currently is to establish the fabric printers, and we are constantly doing application development. So you never know, we might in future consider this and come with a product. But the color clusters are capable. They can in real sense.
Okay, so we have another anonymous question. He's asking about the price.
Yeah, then you have to email us.
Yeah.
We'll address the query.
So we have a lot many questions. Who is asking the contacts? So if you have any contact
Yes,
slide, you can display that.
I have the last slide. Maybe I'll put
Yeah,
sharing.
I'll just stop sharing.
Yeah,
You
let me
can.
put the sharing and I'll put the last slide. So which has put in an address. Yeah, just a second. So yeah, let me leave you with this. We have given you email ID of mine as well as Sumit, and you can contact us, mail us, whatever your queries are, and we'll be happy to address and take them. Yeah.
Okay. We have another question from Mr. Hemendra
Yes.
Desai. He's
Yes.
asking how to check the ink quality before adding in to machine tank.
See, first of all, the reason I did the poll is many people consider ink as just another product. The true reality in inkjet is that it takes a lot if you want a good ink to perform on a head. It's not just a printhead; it is the waveform that you build up for the proper drop to be formed, for you to jet it properly and get the consistency. So personally, I always say if you're using an A company's machine, you should use their inks as they would have worked on checking, testing, and doing whatever needs to be done to get the best performance. While if you just go and add any other ink, and if you don't have control on some of the parameters, and especially when you're expecting a certain output, you are surely going to have problems. So I would say I have experiences where I've seen an ink which somebody says bad, and by just fixing the waveform, we've run it beautifully. And there are inks where the inks are fantastic, they say, but they don't run on a particular machine. So there could be n number of reasons. I would say you can't check a quality just like that on going on a machine and just putting it in. The ideal way, if you really want to set your ink up, you should buy a particular printer, work on it, work around with the manufacturer, and maybe then you have some solution. That's what I can say.
Okay, we have another question from Mr. Hitesh. He's asking, can we print on Velour 80% cotton and 20% polyester?
Technically, yes. Since natural fiber is 80%, you will surely lose a little bit of color yield. However, we could do some tweaks in the pre-processing, and we can do a sample for you. We have no problem. We'll be happy to do that.
Okay, we have a question from Karthik. He's asking, can we recover print head?
Uh, Recovery of printhead is a question which is misunderstood. What do you mean by recovery of printhead? If you take any ink and leave the heads to dry up, and they reach a point of stage where they completely clog inside, then you need hard fluids to break those particles down and recover. Sure, there are a lot of people who are able to do, but it's a skillful job. You need to be really knowledgeable to take care, because inside the head it's always delicate. The orifice is very, very delicate. However, if there is a general low maintenance issue that has come up and a few nozzles clog, most people should be able to recover that. So it has to be understood in what sense one is expecting to recover. Yeah.
Okay, so we have another question from Mr. Nishit. He's
Mhm.
asking, can you just print solid color on PC fabric?
See, technically, it's not a dyeing machine. However, we have been printing. I probably say that with customers of ours, where we have prints like these, where solid coverage is 80, 90%, and we've been able to do meters. And as far as PC is concerned, polycotton, again, you have to be careful on the percentage mixture, because if you have 50% polyester, then only cotton will take the reactive and the poly will not. So your yield will be low, a black will become a gray. So you got to be really careful. However, if you have 70, 80%, like the earlier gentleman wrote, then there is a chance that, we could put and, set up a recipe to get a desired result. Yeah.
Okay, we have another question from Mr. Ankit Agarwal. He's asking, padding with good quality sodium alginate is normally used as and is successful. But
Hmm.
however, it is seen that while doing padding on fabric, low quality printing gum is also used. Why does low quality gum creates no problem?
See, for that, you need to understand the purpose of a gum. A gum is going to create a very thin surface on the fabric to hold the ink. So any gum, if it is not able to create that film, the purpose is defeated. So I would say that it's not about low or high quality. It's only tagged after it doesn't perform. If the same gum performed, it became a high quality product. The idea is any gum you use, like we don't use sodium alginate, we use synthetic thickeners. So the idea is whatever you use, you got to make sure that you test it, and if it does its job, then it's no problem.
Okay. We have next question from Miss Riddhi.
Mhm.
She's asking, they have Epson DX5 heads.
Mhm.
The cotton result post steam are always okay, but rayons and viscose is not constant despite 5 minutes steaming, which is the best padding solution? She's asking.
So Riddhi, these are issues which is can be addressed by people, in our team. We are more than happy to address. You'll have to contact us by mail, and then we will see what is an ideal solution. For sure, we have a lot of experience on padding, steaming, washing, and we understand the relevance. So if there's something quick, we'll be surely happy to share some information on that. Yeah.
Okay. We have next question. They're asking, we are looking into a digital printing setup for serving the garment and textile industry.
Yes.
How will it benefit them?
So, Mr. Mizab, we have done a setup for Orient Fashion. We've done a setup for Sahu Exports. They're both leading garment manufacturers, and they have a complete setup. They're able to produce their own fabrics, and the idea is that they have things in control. Now, for sure, if you have a setup in-house and you understand truly a project report, and that's what we are doing at Movement, is to educate and make sure that a complete setup is there for a person to derive the true output out of the product through the Movement printers. So it's very much possible. You can contact us, mail us, and we'll discuss more in detail on how it can help you within your business.
Okay, we have next question from Grenson Halter. He's asking about the machine size and price, and also the after sale services and how they can get the parts.
So, Mr. Halder, firstly, machine price and size and those things we can mail. You can always contact us. It's a commercial discussion. So, post webinar, people are welcome to email us. However, your question about problems, Movement is a digital arm of Bob's Group. It's a 130-year-old company, and we give machines very clearly after understanding our customers. Uh, the concept is very clear that we don't move boxes, we give a solution, and the service and performance is part of our responsibility, and that's what we structure with our customers, and that's what we have done until now, and we'll continue to do that. So you're more than welcome to put your queries, and we will address that in the mail.
Okay, we have some anonymous question. What's the approximate cost on printing knit 7072 width?
See, printing cost, you'll have to again email, because please understand the printing cost is directly proportionate to the setup you have. Is you have coating, steaming, washing, and everybody has different setups. Uh, the printer will only give you an ink cost of what it consumes. However, a total cost will be derived based on the total performance of the unit or your setup. So I would say please mail us. We'll put some queries to you and understand and be able to give you a complete breakup of what would be an actual cost. You want it in kg or you want it in meter, doesn't matter. We'll be able to answer you. Yeah.
We have another question from Mr. Manish Kumar. He's asking, is it possible on 100% wool fiber carpet, and also we can Also, can we get final finish of printing like cotton fabric?
Manish, I'll be honest, as I said earlier, while our technology has a lot of possibilities, and equally we are very excited to see what all we can do. However, everything we sell must be tested. Our principals and our partners in Switzerland, all the top engineers who are working must be able to agree and believe in it. So I would say you'll have to wait some time because this is not a subject we have focused right now. However, if we, as and when a company decides to build a machine like this, we'll be happy to connect with you.
Okay, we have one other question from Mr. Vikas. He's asking, can we see any actual printing in progress? Is there any YouTube videos?
What we can do, Vikas, is we have a demo center in Gurgaon, and Sumit, whose email ID is mentioned here, you can contact him and he can surely send you videos and you can have a look at the machine. And we have live demos also available through our Italian demo center. So if anybody wants to see whether in India, face to face, one to one, through video, or in Italy, both places we can organize, we don't have a problem.
We have another question who's asking about the comparison, like why should we use digital printing versus traditional offset printing?
Well, that's the whole debate. That's what we are trying to position. You see, you have to see from the perspective of business, like a gentleman earlier had asked about garment manufacturing. Now, COVID happened, styles are getting lower, more varieties required. Everybody wants to do 2,000, 5,000 pieces. Nobody wants to do 20,000, 40,000 pieces. So things are changing globally. And in that global demand, if you today go traditionally printing a 1,000 meter order, your screen cost to every cost you put together is not going to justify against a digital. And digital costs have gone down drastically in the last decade. So you need to really understand the position of the business. We are very clear that the future is that digital will truly start replacing everywhere. It's already started. A lot of people adapting, and I'm sure many more will. And so you'll have to really understand that when you do one-to-one, a detailed discussion on this, you'll understand that within your business whether it fits it. So that will have to be analyzed.
We have next question from Mr. Venkatesh Rao.
Mhm.
He's asking, can we do digital printing on cotton fabric in sublimation process without pre and post process?
Cotton doesn't have the nature of being sublimated. So many people have done that and done in the past where they do a polymeric coating and then the coating takes your sublimation dyes. So that's unfortunately the nature of the fiber. Uh, I'm Even though we have a lot of application knowledge, but I'm not a scientist to go into that level. I think you'll have to consult somebody who's building those polymers. Yeah.
We have another question from Mr. Ashok. He's asking if we want water resistant or water repellent fabric, then we have to go first processing or digital printing.
Yes, you'll have to do digital printing first because water repellency is an after finish. So once you print, you can absolutely do a water repellency or water resistant. Nothing will happen. Yeah.
Okay. Another question has been asked, can we do digital printing on ready-made garments?
Yes, that is a DTG subject. That is another business model. Movement does not make currently any DTG products, and however, that business exists in the market, and there are companies that provide those solutions. Yeah.
Another question is from Mr. Amit Mittal. He's asking how many different solid colors can we print in design on this machine?
Technically, I could do 16 million solid colors because still a digital machine. It's up to you how you position it. So you want to do 16 colors, 60 colors, because within a square meter, you still limit the space of how many colors you put in. And if you put 50 solid colors within a square meter, I think it'll more or less be in between a digital file and a conventional file. So anything is possible. Technically, it does make a difference.
Okay, we have another question from Mr. Mahesh.
Mhm.
It is seen that cost of digital printing is reducing every year and tech is getting upgraded as well. Given this, how to mitigate rise in tech upgradation risk?
See, this is a very interesting question, Mahesh, and I would share my point of view based on the experience that I have. Is technology takes time to build, you know, and any good technology takes couple of years for a good company to build, and it has a lifespan of between 5 to 8 years in digital. Of course, the tech has been upgraded too fast. However, I believe based on your business model, you must consult somebody and make sure that what you invest in is scalable or at least is good enough for you for next 5 years. That's one of our jobs within our business. As Moment, we don't sell a customer if we don't understand a customer or we believe our product is not fit for that customer. So even if you mail us your requirements, we'll be happy to tell you, analyze, understand, and be fair to tell you that whether our product will fit in or this is what you should be doing. However, as a product, if we are selling a technology, we are very clear as a company what we are presenting should have a value for next 5 years for anybody to utilize the product. If the lifespan is too small, we will also lose business. So it depends on company to company how they think. We are very clear. We want our technology to be absorbed to the real usage where people utilize and make money. That's very clear to us. Yeah.
Okay, we have another question from Mr. Hitesh. He's asking, what is the minimum sample yardage required that can be sent to your center to check? Also, what is washing fastness? Weller is a Fluknit.
Yes, I understand absolutely. Where we would need at least 5 to 7 kgs because I'll have to first set up a recipe for your fabric for velour and then be able to print, steam, wash, and see. And once I have the right recipe available, then I would do a calibration and then only I'll print your sample. So I would say the more fabric you send, it's better because I'm going to definitely waste a little bit of your fabric, understanding what's the best settings that I should be printing for you. Yeah.
We have another question from Mr. Udaya Bhaskar. He's asking, what is the per hour? How many meter is printable? And will this be on roll to roll?
Yes, so there it is a roll to roll printer. So depending on both our printers between 200 square meters, 400 square meters, and rest also depends on the kind of file it is. So you can always send us some of your files and we can simulate and share with you what's the actual speeds you can get in linear meter based on your fabric width. Not a problem.
We have another question. It's asking for sharp and clear prints on PC fabric. Fabric should have high proportion of cotton.
No, firstly, it depends on uh, what dye you're using. So if you're using a reactive dye, the more the cotton, obviously the absorbency or the color depth will be more. However, sharpness is another subject that entirely depends on the behavior of the PC. So if you give us if we were to do a search on a PC fabric between 50-50, 60-40, and 70-30, I would look at doing few recipes and then answer. Right now, since I have not got that opportunity or chance to do so, I won't be able to answer. But I highly doubt that the mixture has any effect to do with the sharpness. Depth, yes, for sure has.
Okay. We have another question from Mr. Ritesh. Uh, he's asking, is it better to use natural elignate or synthetic thickeners in reactive digital for cotton printing?
See, Rajesh, with alginates, everybody knows you have to pre-mix, make it swell, and then you use it. While synthetic thickeners are ready to use, so there is convenience. You can mix as much as you want, so there's no wastage. That's a huge advantage. Alginate is a natural source. Now, depending on the supplier, sometimes you get very good products, sometimes you do have some issues because ultimately it's natural source. And synthetic, since it's a consistent formula used, so most people, there are people I've seen who use alginate, there are people who use synthetic, so no hard and fast rule as such. They both work otherwise.
Okay. We have another question from Mr. Ramesh. He's asking color change after washing and poly. Please say something about it.
Color change after washing and poly. What does he mean by poly? If you can
Uh,
be more specific.
I would request Mr. Ramesh to
Yes,
please
we'll have
clear
to.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can ask again the question, just clear
We'll
it
do.
up.
Yeah.
So I will move to the next question. We have another question from Mr. Nishit.
Hmm.
Can you identify color using mobile or some other device?
See, there are color is a completely different subject. You have different light source, you have different mediums, and different softwares that interpolate that data into value. I would say that as such, I haven't seen any mobile software doing that. And since mobiles have their own, if you take four mobiles, they all have their own brightness levels and type of screen they use. So I don't know how accurate it will be. Not tried it. Interesting. We could probably do some test within our office and figure out.
Okay. We have another question from Mr. Ankit. He's asking, why are people switching to synthetic thickeners? and not using sodium alginate, even though synthetic thickeners are made from sodium alginate?
See, it's only convenience, as I said. Now, a natural sodium alginate, you need to swell the product and then use it, and then it has a shelf life because it can always get affected by bacteria, and then you, after a certain period, you can't use it. While at the end of the day, synthetic thickener is a product like a juice. You open the bottle and you drink. So that's convenience, less wastage, and that's it. That's why people are using it.
Okay, we have another question from Mr. Rajendra. He's asking, does the reactive dyes are conventional, which are in the market? Reactive dyes are monofunctional or bifunctional?
See, first of all, reactive dyes are reactive dyes. You use a digital, non-digital. In conventional, you're making a paste, mixing them with thickeners, alkali, urea, and applying it by screen or rotary method. While here, you split the process, you do a padding, you make a purified ink, and then they come together and the same process happens. So there's no difference as such. Rest is formulation. Different companies have experimented with different formulations using different dye stuffs. So then that's something goes down to the ink team, people who build inks.
Okay, we have another question who's asking that can it be printed in, can print of QR code is possible on fabric?
Yes, very interesting question. We we have done a project with NIFT, and we have printed for Skill India very sharp lines that they are using for the tailors to stitch and the encoder to record the data and be able to simulate a grading for the tailor. And that needed a lot of precision, and we at Movement have been able to do and give them. And we have printed barcode once. We didn't have an issue. Movement Cluster is capable of it. So send us some fabrics. We will print and show you.
Okay, we have a question from an anonymous attendee. He's asking about the difference between woven printer and SPG print pike. With,
See, I can't say much about SPG. However, they have used a Samba head, so do we. However, what we have done, I have just shown in the webinar, we've built a cluster. It's no more just a Samba head. It's controlling the Samba head was one of the most critical thing. It's a great head. However, we needed, and I truly credit our engineering team in Switzerland uh, to be able to conceptualize and build this cluster, which is able to manage this printer. It was some task, and that's the only thing that we've already done, and we have already got products in the market running, and we can stand for it. For SPG, you'll have to contact them and check with them.
okay, we have another question. Do we get better color accuracy using color separated file versus printing RGB file?
Yes, any day, because if you have a separation file, you will have 4 layers, 6 layers, 8 layers where you can put specific colors and easily be able to put a color value and simulate it. However, if you have a photographic image, and you want to control, your million colors get affected. So it's a very visual color correction. So their skill will be needed tremendously. Yeah.
We have another question from Karthik. He's asking how to avoid bowing in knitted fabric.
Well, for that, you'll have to discuss with us in the email. That's a pre-processing issue. We can address it, and we can discuss that more in detail over the mail. Yeah.
Can we print UV and water based together?
We are talking about here textile. I would say UV is another subject. For that, again, we need a different time and moment to discuss. While as far as the inks are concerned, both have different applications and should be addressed separately.
Okay, we have another question from Mr. Venkatesh. He's asking what is the storage period of fabric after padding?
Well, it truly depends if a company has a structure in place. We have experienced even for 3 months, 4 months, nothing happens. So we've never had an issue. If you have any particular issue, please mail us. It'll be interesting for us to observe, learn, and share with you. Yeah.
Okay, we have another question from Mr. Vijay. He's asking, do you recommend your own MFG ink in your roll-to-roll printing machine or any other manufacturer?
See, that's one of the subjects that I put the poll also for a reason, and I would be very straight that there are two factors which are very critical for a printer to perform. One is how the printhead performs and how the ink performs. We have already worked together on this with a lot of testing, and that's how we were able to give performance. If somebody was to put any other ink, you know, all what I have shared, if doesn't come, we can't take responsibility. However, the key factor is, are we price conscious? Are we in the slab which is acceptable? If original ink is available at an acceptable price, that doesn't affect your business model. You don't need to go for a third party. You only go to third party because you know that the original ink is too expensive. But I think those days are gone. You're given a choice, you should go with an ink that is tested, which has got a capability to give you a certain deliverance. And that's exactly what I put it in the presentation, to show that all this is available when you use Movent printer with the Movent ink. Yep.
Okay, we have another question. What is Rift software? Which Rift software is used in Movent?
We have already got our own RIP, Movent RIP. We have also got Ergosoft, and there are other RIP companies that are working with Movent, so we'll be flexible on that.
Another question from Mr. Mahesh.
Mhm.
Do you think it's possible to replace fabric dyeing process with digital printing?
Yes, there are technologies available already in the market, so you should look for them. A different subject, and different technologies exist for this. Yeah.
Okay. We have another question from Mr. Rajendra. He's asking about the limitations of width limitations.
We have currently 72-inch printer, 180 centimeters.
Okay, we have list of questions if you can check from Mr. Rajendra. He's asking about the present trends of digital printing in India and African countries.
For these questions to answer, I'll surely need a mail. I am
Yeah.
happy to
So I
answer.
would,
Please mail me, Mr.
yeah,
Rajendra. You have my contact. I'll give best possible answer I can. Yeah.
yeah. So due to lack of time, we are taking up the few questions. So we will be taking up a couple of questions more.
Sure.
But rest, I would assure all the attendees they can
Yes.
mail
Yes.
to the direct email ID to Mr. Iyer. He will get back to
Absolutely.
you directly. So I will move on to the next question.
Mhm.
Can can I buy the printing machine with Indian dryer?
We do have that possibility, and you can mail us, and we have an option that we can provide as Movent. Yeah.
We have another question from Feni asking which one is preferred for polyester printing, paper transfer by sublimation ink or direct printing by disperse ink? Which one gives good results?
Feni both works. Sublimation is primarily used for quick fashion, while disperse is used for home furnishing because they need better rub fastness, and you can only get that in direct disperse. You cannot get it in sublimation. So they are very clearly demarcated for the industry they are used for. Yep.
I think we have answered most of the questions from the Q&A box. I will quickly check the chat box if we have any questions. So I can see a
Sure.
few questions there
Sure.
also.
Sure.
So first question I can see, what is the various type of fabric printing?
So currently, as I said, in the machine, we are giving reactive printing. We will be next year giving also pigment. So we're working on it. So different chemistries for different fabric. You'll have to choose based on your business.
Yeah. So we have another question in the chat box.
Mhm.
Absolutely single color we cannot print in digital printing.
See, technically, like someone asked, were they made for dyeing? They're not a dyeing machine. However, we have printed designs where 90%, 80% is solid coverage. So we've not had an issue. However, if you really have to do dyeing, then there are technologies or other products available which focus on that business. So I would say they were meant to be. Since we've focused on printing, we would, stick to offer what we've already tested and we are clear with we can deliver. Yeah.
Okay, we have another question in the chat box from Praful. He's asking, backside penetration is dependent on head or fabric?
Well, um, it would be both. If you give me a very thick 400 GSM canvas, that'll take a lot of me to throw a lot of ink to penetrate and show it at the backside. Okay. Backside primarily is needed in fashion. We are talking about fabrics between 60 to 130 GSM, where people want to see the backside. and printed, and there the ink, the printed makes a role. And of course, the chemistry of the ink and other things, everything put together. One has to set it up to be able to achieve that result.
Okay. We have another question from Mr. Bhaskar. He's asking, per hour, how many meter is printable and will this be a roll to roll?
Yes, I think we already answered this question. What I would suggest is these machine related questions would request if all of you could mail us, we'll attend client by client, we'll make sure that they are answered properly in detail so that you get all your queries sorted. I would say that would be the best.
Okay, yeah, I would surely request all the attendees to please
Please
mail.
mail us.
In fact, I'm leaving the cost related questions also, so you can mail directly and the team will get back. So we have another question is asking, how can we understand the shade of fabric digitally?
How can you understand the shade of a fabric digitally?
Yeah, from
Now,
mobile or
that's
different
where what you
device
mean
to
by,
understand.
I have to understand what you mean by understanding. Are you looking at identifying a color, or you wanting to judge a fabric is digitally printed or not?
I
So I
think
need
it's
clarity.
related to the color only, which we have already answered. I think I'll just
I
check.
must understand the question. Don't want to answer wrong.
Yeah, yes, he mean the color. How can we understand?
So if to be honest, technically until now, people will look at the backside and judge. If there is penetration, they'll say it is printed on rotary or flatbed. While if it is not penetrated, they'll say this is digital. On a solid color, I'm saying. And if there's no dithering, then this would be the only way. However, now the way we are changing the narrative and things change, you might be surprised tomorrow if you have two prints and one is rotary and one is digital, and both on the backside have penetration and you don't know. So that's something we will learn as we grow in the industry.
We have another question from Mr. Vijay. He's asking how much light fastness rating you recommend in reactive ink, especially in gray color.
See, gray and cyan are two tricky colors. So you'll have to set up your process right. They are the two colors that will always trouble a little bit. I would say if you get four, you should be damn happy.
Okay, I think we have answered most of the questions, actually all the questions which I can see in the chat box.
Mhm.
Rest, I would request all the attendees, if you have any questions, you can put it in the Q&A box so that we can quickly take it up.
Yes, sure.
I I don't think we have like we have answered all the questions. So lastly, do you have any words to say, Mr. Iyer? Or
I
should
only
we
want to
close?
share that I kept the presentation very brief to the point because our intention was to be able to share what we have been developing and what we are looking at with our experience. As moment, we are happy to address all customer queries. Kindly send your emails. You want to test anything, you want to print some fabrics, whatever is required, mail us. We are available. We have a demo center, and our goal is to make sure that we contribute to the industry, and we'll be happy to do that. Thank you so much for
With,
taking your valuable time and being here.
yeah,
Uh,
with,
hear me out. Thank you so much.
yeah, with that, I would thank you all the attendees and thank you, Mr. Iyer, for the interesting presentation and the Q&A session.
Thank
It
you.
was really very attractive. And if you have any more questions, if attendees have any more questions, they can email to the slide which is given, the email ID and contact. So lastly, I would like to thank you all the attendees for attending the session. It was a great session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.